Raju Law Raju Law is America's largest Bangladeshi-American immigration law firm. Family-based, employment-based, asylum, and green card-related services are available at Raju Law. This law firm is one of the best in America for getting services related to NIW, writ of mandamus, and student visas. A new office was opened in Atlanta in September to easily reach the services of Raju Law to everyone living in Georgia. Raju Law is your safe address for any assistance and advice regarding immigration to America.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining with us this morning. And unlike other week, we will not have any question answer session. I will not answer any questions today about anything. But we'll have a special session on NIW. Especially, we will focus how our clients, those who already signed retainer, should communicate with us and what we expect from our clients. And today, me and our associate attorney, Allison Pino, she will join. We will discuss what we expect from our clients. So let's start. First, I will talk around like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I will present kind of like the halfway, and then I will let Allison pick up and present rest of the show. All right, let's start with our slide. I will have like a PowerPoint presentation. Yes, so this is the slide. So, this is like the home page, like, me and Allison, we will talk about what we expect from our NIW clients, because, all the time we like somebody start working with us, they have a lot of questions. We definitely send like a lot of required documents and information, but sometimes they still have questions. So I decided, why not we make a video and send it to all the clients and even like a prospective clients that they can easily understand what we want from them. So, our today's show has two sections. The first one, I will present myself, and the second one will be presented by Allison Pino. In the first section, I will talk about, how to getting ready to write petition, like, what we need from you to write the petition, like what are the information, what are the documents, because NIW is a big petition. Sometimes it's like a 400, 500 page long petition. And to write that thing, we need information from you. We need information from our clients. So you need to provide a lot of information and a lot of document. And I will talk about that part. And then Allison will actually talk about like what she needs, what we need to write the actual petition. All right. So, when somebody sign a retainer and start working with us, usually we ask for these four things. 1, proposed endeavor. 2, research/work summaries. 3, recommendation letter. And 4, your CV. Most of the time, you already provide CV before signing the retainer. But however, when we start working, we want a up-to-date CV, and you can provide up-to-date CV until we submit the case to USCIS. So CV is kind of like you already provided, but please provide it a revised one if there's anything to add. So, but proposed endeavor, I will talk detail about proposed endeavor today, and proposed endeavor is very significant for NIW application. I heard from some of my clients that some other law firms, they said proposed endeavor is not that important. I don't know why they said that, but in my opinion, proposed endeavor is probably the number one most important thing in NIW application. So please pay attention. And by the way, in our YouTube channel, we discuss detail about everything that we are talking today. But today we will kind of have like a combined information, everything, especially like what we expect from our clients. So I have a totally separate video about proposed endeavor. Please watch that video. But again, I'll talk detail about this. So proposed endeavor is a future plan, your future plan. What you want to do when you have a green card. What is your future plan? So focus on your future, not just past. For past things, we have another thing. I'll discuss later after this slide. But this is kind of our feedback. So proposed endeavor should be more concise, focusing on what the client intends to do and achieve in the future. Clients tend to highlight and elaborate on past accomplishments rather than their big dream about the future. Even when they do mention future plans, it tends to be too general. A more narrow and focused plan would be beneficial. So for your past, we have, like, the second topic. Let me tell you. So this research and work summaries, that is your past. CV is your past. Recommendation letter is mostly your past. So these three is your past. Proposed endeavor is your future. So please do not write your past achievements, your success stories, what you did great thing in your life. Please do not add those in proposed endeavor. Proposed endeavor is your future plan. Focus on your future. And when you write future, I tell my clients, please dream big. Those who are getting Nobel prizes today, at some point they were people like you and me. They were like a very simple random people. They studied hard, they worked hard, and then they got Nobel prize. Similar, like, Oscar award, or like other big achievements. Now all the big shot people, like, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg, everybody was like a random college kid in their, like, 20s. So do not underestimate yourself. Dream big, but at the same time, your big dream should be connected to your present. So let's say you are you are doing a PhD in a computer science, focusing on artificial intelligence. Please do not dream big, like you want to be like a big artist, like you're a musician. Yes, that may happen. You may have like a big dream, but please do not mention that in your proposed endeavor for NIW application. In NIW application, dream big in your own field. And we provide sample proposed endeavor. I'll talk about sample in the next slide, but the bottom line is, please dream big, focus on your future, and the future must be connected to your field, and try to elaborate, like, because I'm a lawyer. I'm not expert in your field. I do not know detail. Like, none of our attorneys are expert in your field. So please write as detailed as possible, as elaborated as possible, and focus your future, what you want to do in future. Please do not write your past. And as I say, like, try to be more concise, very focusing on what about your field and what is possible in your field also. And a lot of people ask me questions. So what if I cannot do all these great things that I'm writing in the proposed endeavor? That is totally fine, because we do not know the future. Nobody knows future. You may be a great person in your field, or you can be totally failed person. Nobody knows the future. However, the way you write should show that you know what you're talking about. It should be connected. It should be logical, in your field. So like I'm a lawyer. I can say, I want to be the Chief Justice of US Supreme Court. I can dream that. That is possible. That is possible to achieve. But if I say that I want to build a social network site like Twitter, I don't think that is possible. Yes, it may happen, but that is not like logical to guess. So it must be logically connected to your field. You should elaborate it clearly, very concisely, and very focused on what you want. I think I described. I'm just talking, same thing one more and more. Let me go to the second slide. So client often asks for a sample proposed endeavor directly related to their field. It must be noted that this is not always possible, as we need to maintain confidentiality. Answering according to our template will draw out the required information. So, our clients are from very diverse background. Also, let's say like two person are doing PhD in electrical engineering. Even within electrical engineering, there's a many different areas. Even if they're from the same areas, their research is probably different from each other. So if you ask me, hey, can you please send me a sample proposed endeavor directly in my field? Most likely we do not have that. Even if we have that, we have a duty of confidentiality. We cannot share other people's information and document to you. So even we redact. A lot of times they say, can you please just block private information and send me kind of like a generic. That's what we give to you. Our sample is very generic, and it is very easy to understand. Also, we give you a template. If you just fill up the template, that will help you to write proposed endeavor. But please do not ask like for very specific, like a very sample proposed endeavor in very specific in your field. Most likely we do not have that, and even if we have that, we will not be able to share it to you because of duty of confidentiality, and we must follow duty of confidentiality. So please follow this thing, and it will definitely help you. Next topic is research/work summaries. So a lot of people, they're confused about research/work summaries. So those who already have a PhD degree or doing their PhD degree, they have a lot of research, and we ask for 4 research summaries. However, a lot of people, they do not have PhD degree, or they're not doing PhD. They just have a master's degree, and after master's degree, they're working. And many of them have no publication at all, no citation, and that is totally fine. We have a lot of clients without publication and citation, and they got approved. So when we, you are a client from like a master's with work experience background, if you do not have research, that fine. In that case, you will provide work summaries, project summaries, and let me talk about a little bit about those things. So clients should only provide work and research summaries that align with their proposed endeavor. For too technical work, the simpler explanation is given, the better. So what it means is, you may have a lot of thing that you have done in past. You may have in your past, you did a lot of great things. However, those who are not aligned with your proposed endeavor has very little or no value at all in your NIW application. So a lot of time, somebody has a undergrad degree in one field, master's degree in totally different field, and PhD degree in even like a very different field. In that case, focus your last degree and try to provide research summary or work summaries which is aligned with your last degree and your proposed endeavor. So your proposed endeavor is kind of like the guideline for the entire NIW application. Following the proposed endeavor, then provide us your research summaries or work summaries. Also, a lot of time people say, I don't know what to write in my work summaries. So I kind of like have noted down few things, and these are not the only thing that you can add. You can add something else, but this is a good guideline. So work experience with clients, no research or publication, should focus these things: duties and responsibilities in each project. And by the way, so let's say you have 2 years of work experience. I'm pretty sure in your last 2 years of work experience in your job, you did multiple projects. Very few people do like just one project. You are involved with multiple projects, and so you have to submit 4 of your project summaries. So try to make like 4 projects, and mention your duties and responsibilities in each project. What is the end result of that project? Like, what did you get? You means like the project. What is the end result of the project? How many people you supervised, if there's any? If you are like a mid-level or like top level officer of that project, how many people you supervised? Sometimes you are like just an entry-level person, you did not supervise anybody. That's totally fine. Then you don't have to write that. But if you supervised any number of people, please mention that. Number 4, any significant contribution of that project in the overall industry. So this is very important. Please try to write as as concise, as informative, as to the point as possible. So let's say you are a you have done a PhD in let's say COVID research, like a virus. Your field of research is virus. So definitely your project, or you did work. Let's say you work for CDC, Center for Disease Control, and your project was very related to COVID. And then you can say, yes, it is very significant in the entire industry, entire field, because I did this. If your work was in artificial intelligence, machine learning, or like some other field, tell us how your project, that particular project was connected, how that particular project did a significant contribution in the industry overall. Try your best to give us as information as possible. Next topic: why your company started this project in the first place. Like definitely when any company or any university, when they start any project, they have something in their mind. Otherwise, they would not, start this project. They would not spend that much money. So tell us why your company or organization started this project in the very first. Next topic, what was the budget of the project? So some projects are big budget project, like like a 10 million, 20 million, $1 billion project. Some projects are like a very small budget project, like it could be 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 kind of project. That's fine. But tell us if there's any budget. Then did you control the budget or somebody else did it? So if you control the budget, that means you are in like a managerial position, which is a good thing, especially if you have like in a science background with a managerial position. That's kind of good. But if you did not control the budget, that's totally fine. If somebody else did it, that's totally okay. Next topic, any reference of that project in internet, if there's any. So let's say you did a project for company X, and if I just Google it, I can find information about that project in internet. That is a great thing, because in most cases, USCIS official, like the officer who will read your petition, they do not have time to contact that company and ask about whether you actually did that project or not, what happened. They don't have that much time. They just do like a very basic Google search, and if there's any presence, any reference of that project in internet, that is really, really good. So if there's like a 10 projects you did and 4 has internet presence, please mention this 4. That will really help you. That will help the USCIS officer to better understand you. So try your best. Number 9, was any government agency involved with that project in any capacity? A lot of time, government agencies, they fund projects. A lot of time they're the beneficiary. A lot of time they do supervisory work. If there's any government agency or even like a non-government, like like a corporate company, if they were involved in any capacity, please mention that. Let's say you did a project and your client of that project was Microsoft, like Microsoft, some special thing. That will definitely draw attention from USCIS officer. Big names like Google, Microsoft, YouTube, they have like a name recognition, and it's really good for your application. So yes, if there's any government agency or like a organization involved in any capacity, please mention that. Number 10, how the US was benefited from that project. Try your best to put as much information as possible, how the US overall, US as a country or the world as a entity was benefited from the project. Just mention those things. So these are the things, how to write research/project summaries for NIW application. If you just follow this question and write the answer of these questions, you will write a terrific research summary/project summary. Next topic, recommendation letter. So a lot of time, a lot of my clients say, oh, that law firm do not ask for any recommendation letter. And I know that. Ellis Porter, I was personally involved with Ellis Porter before starting my law firm. So recently they started taking clients without any recommendation letter. I kind of like disagree with them, because especially those who have like a PhD degree or doing PhD, recommendation letter is really a good evidence for us, because not all students or not all PhD holders are have same capability, do the things. And me as a lawyer, I do not have authority to judge people who has a PhD degree. But your professor, your supervisor has authority to judge you, and we need their judgment. Their judgment is authoritative. It is evidence. Whatever I say is not evidence. Whatever your friends say, whatever you say is not evidence. So for the purpose of evidence, recommendation letter is really good. And we usually say 3 from dependent, 3 from independent. But if you can really manage like a 2 and 2, that's also okay. Try your best as much as you can. Even somebody say, I really cannot get any recommendation letter. Sometime we submit application, but we really encourage you to get recommendation letter, especially if you are in like in a PhD track. That's really helpful. Even like employment track is also helpful. So please try your best. But worst case scenario, if you cannot get any recommendation letter, I will see it as a case-by-case basis. I really recommend you to get recommendation letters. The next question is, from like, who can give you recommendation letter? Just remember, experts in your field must give you recommendation letter. Let's give you example. Let's say you are a PhD holder in chemistry and somebody has a Nobel Prize in physics, he cannot give you recommendation letter. Even though he's like a super genius in physics, he's not expert in your field. So the recommendation letter must be from somebody who is expert in your field. The next topic, recommender should have online presence. A lot of time we struggle this. So let's say somebody gave you recommendation letter and there is no online presence about that person. So as I said before, USCIS officers just do like a random, US Google search, and if they cannot find the recommender, they cannot find their resume or anything, that kind of like weakens your application. Try your best to get recommendation letter from somebody who has online presence, who has his or her own website, or their name and biography is mentioned in the university website or company website or some other place, at least LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not like an official thing, but at least LinkedIn. If there is somebody who has no presence at all, that kind of like sounds like an alarming bell. Is this like a real person or it's like a fake? I'm not saying it's fake, but there is a chance. So please make sure that your recommender has an online presence. I'm just trying to make it fast because I'm just kind of taking more time. Number 4, recommender must not have, sorry, I misstood it. I said not. So must not have similar information. A lot of time when we give you template about different other recommenders, you just put the same information. And if you put same information, we do not have any other choice, because yes, we write recommendation letter for you, but we need information. If you do not give us information, we cannot write anything. So when you give information about different recommenders, try to give like a different kind of information that will help us write a good recommendation letter for you, and then you can get signature from your recommender. So try your best to give like as different kind of information as possible. That will help us write a good recommendation letter for you. Number 5, network. Network is the key to get good recommendation letter. Try your best to be involved with somebody who is expert in your field, somebody who is a genius, somebody has a name recognition, somebody has an online presence, like a famous professor or like a big shot industry expert. Be involved with them, make network and request them to write recommendation letter for you. That will really help you. And the last thing is, those who cited your publication can also be independent recommender. Oh, by the way, last topic before I go, let me see the next. Yeah, so next slide is not for this. So last topic that I want to talk before I let Allison take over is who are dependents and who are independent. Those who those you worked with before, like your professor, your supervisor, your committee member, they are dependents. Those you never worked with are independent. Especially those who cited your publication can be independent. So a lot of people ask me, how do a person who I never worked with will give me recommendation letter? Well, that person will mention in the recommendation letter that yes, I did not do any work with him, but based on the information provided to me, based on the public information available in the internet, I am writing this recommendation letter. And USCIS really cares about independent recommenders. So I would request you to take it seriously and get independent recommendation letters, even though it's a little tough sometimes, but try your best. Remember, you are applying for green card. Having a green card is really, really important for your entire life. So please pay a little more attention. Please do some work. I am here, like our entire team is here to help you. But if you do not work hard, it's kind of very hard for us to help you. So let us help you by doing some extra work. That was my presentation today, and I request Allison Pino to take over and present her part.
Hello, so my name is Allison Pino, and I'm an associate attorney at Raju Law. I've been working on NIW petitions for about a year now, and so this presentation is based off of what I found to be most helpful for our clients in the beginning stages and at the end of the NIW petition process. Let me see here. So this is basically what I'm going to go over. It's almost exactly what Mr. Mahajan was discussing, just a little bit more information as well. So the foundation of this presentation is about the duty of our clients, and which is to provide us with comprehensive documents so that we can expedite this process for you. That's really the key point of it, is the more in-depth, the more thought out the documents that you provide us with, the faster and the more comprehensive that we can get this petition written for you in the first try. There is an editing process, and you can kind of dismiss most of the drafts. We don't need maybe 3 or 4 drafts if we get the information that we need in the very first stages. So again, the proposed endeavor, we kind of discussed already what it is. You're going to be provided a template within the first 2 weeks of you signing the retainer. The template is about 12 questions. And if you thoroughly write those out, if you need any help with that as well, you can always send us an email. Maybe you're not quite sure what the question is asking. For example, one of the questions is, how will your research have broad, far-reaching implications beyond one company or another? If you need a little bit of help, what do we mean by that? We're more than willing to help you out there. We just want to make sure that it's an in-depth and detailed answer, because that is going to be the foundation of your petition. So within those 12, again, questions, we want to see your goals, your potential future. Again, it doesn't have to be set in stone. It doesn't have to be, this is exactly what you're going to be doing in the future. It's just your ideas, your ambitions. And the more ambitious it is, the better. And so how to prepare for that is make sure your CV is updated. That's really one of the basics of all of the foundation documents that we have. Make sure your CV is updated. And review your experience. See what you want to discuss. It's going to be the things that are most particularized to your NIW petition. I know sometimes you can do a lot of projects or research that are in different realms throughout the years, but try to focus on your most recent works and your experience there, your jobs there as well. Highlight those. And so what we're going to really want you to do here is deliberate on what to emphasize. Think about, and even before signing the retainer agreement, think about what you want to focus on throughout your proposed endeavor. What is going to be your theme? That will be really helpful for you to expedite that process in the future. And again, the work summary is what it is. We're asking for 4 summaries at first for recent or significant projects. In the descriptions, again, we're going to ask for a technical, what someone of your peers or an expert in your field is going to be able to understand. Non-technical, maybe something that I will understand a little bit better, not knowing exactly what your industry requirements are, the scientific impact of your work, and any economical or social impact. What's going on in the world that's really relevant to your work today. It's actually very helpful where right now there's a lot of legislation being passed that can pertain to a lot of different industries. And the growth of those industries. So something like that, just start thinking about that, maybe start writing down when you're gathering your work summaries. I heard in the news that this was really relevant today, or I know someone wrote an article about that in this journal or in this news source, maybe within the past 6 months. That will be really helpful as well. If there's anything that you want us to highlight and emphasize, let us know your opinions on that as well. So what the work summaries is really going to be pertaining to is the economic impact assessment that we'll be writing. And that is also, I would say that goes hand in hand with your proposed endeavor when writing your petition. So that's more of an in-depth analysis of how you are benefiting your industry and how that's going to be beneficial to the United States. So anything there that you can highlight or you want us to emphasize, that would be a good idea to start thinking about that and then writing down those ideas. And so our letters of recommendation, again, so we're going to provide you with a template just to know what we have to discuss, what's the best things to think about. So what I would say is we do ask for at least 6, the 3 dependent, 3 independent, 3 that maybe know you very well, whether that's a colleague or a peer, a past relationship in a professional relationship, or 3 independent. One thing I found that clients, they often ask, how do I find that independent expert? And one thing I say is most people have been to conferences or they have business meetings or anything of that nature. Maybe you're part of an association. Try to find out someone from there. They're usually a really great resource to have. There's usually a discussion. You either meet someone there. That's going to be a really great resource or tool. Or maybe there's something, maybe you published an article, someone cited that. They would be a great resource as well. So start thinking about now in that time frame of who can I potentially use. There is the qualifications. There's a certain set of what we need from them. They have to be an expert. They have to have a degree in your field, any awards, accolades. That's really important that we know that their CV is up to date, their LinkedIn page is up to date, anything like that. And so the process of writing the letters of recommendation, that's going to be taking up a little bit more of the time. So the sooner you start thinking about that now, the better and the more expedited your petition will probably be in the long term. We can't control what the other person is, how much time they're going to need or what they're going to need. So that's kind of out of our hands. So we want to take care of that as soon as possible. So it's really important that our clients think about who their recommenders are going to be and start asking for that now. So how to contact them, make sure that, again, your CV is updated. Maybe your transcripts are updated, you have access to them, and your research summaries. So when you contact them, you could talk about, I know we worked on this project together, and I would love for maybe just remind them that this is what we were doing. This was really important to our industry, things of that nature. And we could also help you draft those letters of recommendation. That's something that we offer. And then we would send that to them for approval. But we would just need to know their contact information, things of that. So make sure that once you start thinking about your recommenders, that you have their contact information available, and that everything is set in that realm. It would make it just a lot better for you, for us, and for the entire process, that it's a little bit more streamlined that way. Let me see here. All right. And so just to go over that again, the guidelines and responsibility, the guidelines that you're going to receive within the 2 weeks of you signing your retainer are really can be the most time consuming and the most important. So that's when the process truly, really begins. Your economic impact analysis will be completed based off of these documents. Your petition will already begun to be written because of these guidelines and these templates that you're creating in those first couple of weeks. So in order for us to make sure that we are being the most time efficient as possible, start thinking about those little things now. Then you could expedite the process truly. And make sure that you're providing those comprehensive documents. If you need help at any time, at any stage, in any level of this process, we are more than willing to help you out there. There's a question you don't understand, or maybe there's something that you only wrote maybe in the template a couple lines, and you know that you want to write a little bit more on that. Ask us about it, and we're more than willing to help. Another thing that I wanted to talk about as your responsibility as a client would be throughout the editing process. One of the things that's also the comprehensive document is your petition. So after the first draft is sent to you by an associate, try to review it with a careful eye, and provide us with the most feedback that you can. Is there a portion that you want us to emphasize more? If something in the news that just came out that maybe we didn't get to right away, or maybe we missed. It's not often. We usually keep everything pretty updated, and we look at the news quite often. But maybe there's something in your industry and it's going around that we didn't hear about, and you wanted us to emphasize. More than willing to look that over and make sure that that's included in your petition. So the editing process would be one of the huge duties that you have, is to make sure that everything is aligned to what you want it to be. Obviously will be doing our absolute best to make sure that the petition is the greatest that it could be. We just want to make sure that you're completely happy as well. And that is my presentation that I have right now. If you have any other questions, you're more than welcome to email me. I added my email at the bottom of this as well. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
And today we will not do any question answer session, because we already have like a lot of time. But yes, and this video is actually for our current clients, so they can always reach out to us. They can have like a appointment with Allison, they can have appointment with me. We will discuss detail. And also for prospective future clients, if you have any question, please reach out to us. We will answer you through email. And for every other person, please reach out to us for any general question. Thank you very much, Allison, for joining. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It was a great show. Thank you.
Raju Law is America's largest Bangladeshi American immigration law firm. Family-based, employment-based, asylum, and green card related services are available at Raju Law. This law firm is one of the best in America for getting services related to NIW, writ of mandamus, and student visas. A new office was opened in Atlanta in September to easily reach the services of Raju Law to everyone living in Georgia. Raju Law is your safe address for any assistance and advice regarding immigration to America.